Everybody doing today? I hate the light doing that. Thank you for tuning in. Um, this video definitely is of its title today. Shall I say more? Yes. But yeah, exposing the lies that they say about Jesus Christ, the influence and the propaganda and even the technology they use in the world to bring this information against us. So just want to bring this in particular. There are so many lies. The first, we're gonna get down to the bottom of this. The white lies. Jesus Christ having a picture. Now, all throughout history, there are many things that took place, and many people have different images, different ideas, different what can I say, relationships with God. And Jesus Christ is in the middle or at the beginning or the end of their journey of finding God. There are religions that have nothing to do with Jesus Christ, but have some type of relationship or friendship that are rumored to been had, like such as I could say Buddha. It was a part of history rumors that Buddha actually met Jesus Christ, and they many people call these men descended masters, the masters of the spiritual realm who walked on the face of the earth and who had more knowledge beyond the realms of where we live in our fleshly state right now. Um, Not to undermine the descended masters, which is understandable to bring those things to attention because we all are of Christ consciousness, and we all are able to develop spiritual abilities and develop abilities that are gifted from God, which is Christ's Father. Now, one of the biggest exaggerations, false accusations of Jesus being white. And there's nothing there. I'm not going to make this big about color because color does not matter. It doesn't in particular because every single person on this earth is Jesus Christ's daughter or son, creation, whatever you want to say it. So you want to put it scientifically, but I'm gonna put it as our Father put it. We are all of His blood. We are all His sons and daughters that's walking this earth. We all started from one being of creation, and He all love us. He love us more than His angels that He created. His angels are supposed to bow down to us, and the good ones they love us. Then you know how Satan feel about us. But shall I say more about the false accusations, such as the readings of Rome? One thing that Jesus said: "Let what belongs to Caesar, but let belong to Caesar. But what belongs to God, let it belongs to what belongs to God, let it go to God." And what they did to really masquerade and have a mass manipulation over the entire world to bring in the great deception that it is, you know, coming to an end today, is that they use a picture of one of them or a hierarchy and authority of the Borgia family, Treasurer Borgia. This picture was made by Leonardo da Vinci. If you go back in history, and I think maybe the early 1900s or the late 1800s, Treasurer Borgia was a murderer. He was one of the leaders of Rome. His whole family was very sadistic, and he had a very evil sister as well too. They painted the picture of him being Jesus Christ, not for just the deception, but for power as well too. A great deception among many Christians who believe, but just have the belief of the world. Because when you're in this world, when you're in this flesh, I mean, if you don't have no spiritual knowledge or no spiritual ancestors, spiritual abilities at the give and go that you just somehow knew that you have, because some people can do that, some people can't. And you begin to get more fleshly. You begin to believe the ways of the world. You begin to believe what they are saying is true. And that's what happened to many Christians, believing that this Jesus is white. And I have to say this, like, even though he's black and not Arabian either, he's not black, he's an Israelite. He's not African, he's an Israelite. It's a big difference because Israel was sold from Africa, from Africans. We were sold across the entire world. We were scattered amongst our entire nations. Jacob and Esau, you know, people got to understand this story. Esau sold his birthright for I think for food or something that wasn't even way beyond his birthright, way below giving your birthright away. Traded it in. Jacob was beloved by the Lord and Esau was hated. But I don't want to jump stories to stories like that. I know I got a I wouldn't say a bad habit, but I got a habit of doing that. And you even got Jesus Christ in like similar ways. They have used the Bible origins of Christ, of how he lived and resurrected, like how he lived and he died and he resurrected. Who done these things? Egypt has. Now let me tell you about Egypt. The Israelites was enslaved in Egypt. If anybody know the story of Moses, right? The story of Moses freeing his people. Who did he free them from? He freed them from Egypt. I mean, literally, what type of God? Anubis, evil gods, false gods, gods that were fallen angels, just as, painting a picture, giving you an image of who they're not and who they are, changing themselves in time, changing themselves by time, in time, to trick many. And this was actually going on. The pharaohs, when one of those kings, queens or emperors die, do you know what they do? They bury their servants, their wives with them. When the king or the emperor or the queen or whatsoever dies, they bury the queen and everybody behind her that was serving the king. Bury them alive. For that king is gone and he take all his treasure with him. Do you think that a bone that doesn't even a body that doesn't even the can of his own flesh is leaving him, would need all those things in the next world? Do you think it's going to the same place? Do you think that's right? See, many will tell me that these things are irrelevant. They will go against it. Some will even go against it by saying, but let me tell you something. If you are okay with abortions, then you should be okay with what they did with the pharaohs. You are okay what they did with their wives and their servants and whoever followed them. You okay with that? You are. You okay with an emperor or someone being buried alive because of the king or whoever they serve or whoever they was wife or married to, has to go with them? That has nothing and then the Anubis god related to Christ, he died and resurrected just like Jesus Christ did. Like, come on, like, how does every God got the same story after the Bible came out? Like, literally. Does anybody know the terms of Satan wants to copycat God in each forms, no matter what, to tricking many people? You literally took the Bible and broke it up in parts. Like, they got a Bible that just teaches about Leviticus. They got a Bible that just teach about Numbers. They created religions to separate themselves from the truth, deceiving many. You got people that still believe in Moses but don't believe in God, the Son of Christ, the Son of Man that is supposed to come, Emmanuel, the Lord of hosts, because of many people, just like today, and the messiahs that are of today, the Christ consciousness that is here. Many people are jealous. Many people can't. It's not just they don't believe it. Many people are jealous. Many people are haters. Many people do not want to change. Many people have their own reason of why they live, and they will not change it. Like, I'm going to say this right now, like God told me. If anybody don't believe in God just because they say they can't see him or hear him, you are nothing but a lazy, stubborn person, or naive, stubborn as a bull. Just like those people that was with Moses and walked in the desert for 40 days and for 40 years. Excuse me, because Jesus was the one that fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. See the resemblance to that? You see, the Bible aligns with each other. Many of the books don't have no alignment. All of them don't have no alignment. Somewhere in between the line, they fall off, just as the Muslims. You have many people, many blacks claiming that they are Muslim, claiming that they are of Esau, because this is what Esau created. Muhammad created this. He is of the heritage of Esau. Esau and Jacob was before the story of Muhammad. Muhammad is a descendant of Esau's lineage, excuse me. Think about it. God hated Esau. God loved Jacob. Esau was the one that went over and made wives and build the army of people who were foreign to the land, to the people of God, who already was in their troubles, who already needed a troubleshoot because they was in disobedience. You know, these things happen for real, for real, for real. We were enslaved throughout all the time in history. And as the Bible, according to what it's saying right now, many people are enslaved spiritually. We are. Look at the music industry. Look at the graphics that we see on television. In 1940, a woman of Christ surely spoke. She was from Russia. She surely spoke that the prophecy was that the vision that God gave her, that the music that they're listening to now would be more corrupted, more sadistic, and more of a change to Satan's image more than ever in the future. We have that today. Daniel, seeing how the beast is rising. Look what we are in rumors of, the New World Order. These things are not happening for no reason. There are 144,000. Many are called and few are chosen. You have many people lying about Gaia, these false gods. And I'm going to tell you what these false gods is. They've been created by Satan. Many of them are fallen angels. Zeus is Satan. Greek mythology, all those things are fallen angels. What God would have sex with animals, men, wives? What God would disregard the laws of man? And if he created us to follow the laws of man, why would he disregard the laws of man that he created for us to follow? What type of God cannot follow his own rules? What type of God would diminish his own legacy? What type of God will destroy everything that he created in mind and knowledge? Not the world, but the knowledge that he given us. What type of God would need what men have? I don't see how can that be a God. I could tell you how Jesus Christ is a God. He needed no woman. He was born from a virgin. He was pure from his own bloodline and lineage. He was freed of sin. Never sinned this entire time when he was on this earth. That is a godlike mode, a godlike form. Even the littlest, smallest sins he did not commit. That's godlike. A God like telling you that you're going to have 12 virgins in heaven, that's not spiritual. That's not even close to being spiritual. You're still thinking about the same things on this realm, on this earth, taking it with you to the other land. This is why the Pharaoh and Muslim religions and all these other religions combined have the same results, leading you to false illusions, things that does not even matter when you die. You have to have common sense in the spiritual realm. You do. If you don't have common sense in the spiritual realm, you're going to be caught up by people who are just of haters and naysayers. They think Jesus Christ is weak, but you don't want to read the book in the Bible where it's telling you Revelations where he's going to destroy this entire earth. You got people believing that Jesus Christ, the Bible, was given to us by our enemies. How do you know that? If the Bible was given to us by our enemies, why do our ancestors and our grandmothers and still believe in it? And number two, the Bible, according to the Bible, all the men that wrote the Bible was Israelites. So with that being said, they was in the bloodline of Israelites. So what does this mean? This means that every person in that Bible, almost every person, maybe somebody white, that's God's choice. You feel me? Was black. Paul, black. John, black. Peter, black. Jesus Christ even told you how his skin looked. Black. And you know what is going on today in our households? Your mother and fathers who betray you over materialistic things. Not even that, things they hold important. Things that they see what their friends see, what they have in common against you. What they gossip about. What you don't like, they like. What you can achieve, they can't achieve. They don't believe they can achieve, so they hate you for what you're trying to do. They bring you down, discourage you. Bring your will to a lower level, a lower vibration. Know nothing of the spiritual realm. No meditation. No chakras. They don't know anything but have a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. I'm going to tell you something for people that believe in the Old Testament, don't believe in the New Testament. If you go back and put all the names together from all those guys in the Old Testament, from, I say, the main people, I think Aaron is one of them, John, Peter, many of those people, I think Abraham, starting from Abraham, if you do a match with those 12 men, I think, I already did it. I already seen it before when I was 16, 18 years old. It will line up and tell you that Jesus Christ is coming already. And I'm going to leave you at this note right here, because there are so many lies about God that it doesn't even make any sense. And he said these things are going to happen. Many are going to lie on his name. Paul even said it. Many are going to go to the churches after Paul died, and they're going to make their own appointed laws and authority. They're going to make their own way in order to get the mind and the spiritual essence of God, which they're not even really looking for. They're just looking for coin. They're looking for the praises of man. They're looking for the glory of man. They see what God can do if by using and blaspheming, using his name and disregarding all his true teachings. And that's what you all are disregarding. Many of you who watch this video do not agree or have a big disagreement of what I'm saying. You will not even understand me anyway, because through the lack of knowledge, you shall perish. And you got hate in your heart. You got big hatred. So with that being said, I'm so comfortable in my skin. I'm so comfortable in my spirit. I'm so comfortable in my peace. And the only person I have a problem with off and on is God. And I will never forsake him. He will never forsake me. Been like this for the last 2-3 years. I've isolated myself from many people who I used to call friend, family. Now many of them I call them snakes on their bed, snakes on their stomach, crawling because they can't get to me anymore. They get their wisdom from a serpent. I get my wisdom from God. I'm different. I'm unique. I ain't no angel, but I can tell you this one. I'm 100. I'm 1,000. I'm real, and not a real nigga, but real. realistic with my values. You want to call me a real nigga, call me a real nigga. Because when it comes to the truth, I'm gonna put whoever or whoever it is, I'm gonna put them, either I have to put them on blast, or either they go try to avoid me because they know what I'm about. They know they can't deal with this type of energy. They know how powerful I am. It's not the money that makes you, it's the spirit that makes you. Believe in that. Associate yourself with that. Because when you start doing that, you associate yourself with God. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Have a blessed one.